Okay, board is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So yesterday we stopped at characteristic speed torque equations of the DC motor. So today we will discuss first speed torque equations of speed torque equations of DC motor. So as we discussed before, like yesterday, so first we have to know what is the EMF generated in DC motor, that most of the people will face the problem that to remember that equation. So we no need to remember the equation. Once you understand how it is generated, then you people will get easily that equation, you people can remember. So basic thing is, as electrical engineering, we know that the EMF generated the EMF generated in any conductor is equal to rate of change of flux. This is Faraday second law. So everybody will know that the EMF generated in any one conductor is equal to the rate of change of flux. So in DC motor, suppose we will consider one DC motor. I'm considering 4 poles. Okay. So how many poles are there? Like north, south, north, south. So 5. 5. What is the 5? 5 means. 5 means. So here I am writing. 5 means flux per pole. Flux per pole. Then ఒక pole కి ఎంత flux అని. So we have P poles. P is equal to number of poles. Number of poles. So one pole have 5 flux. Then P poles have how much flux? P5. So I will considering this one as a P5. So here this value equal to P5. Why means each pole have 5 flux. So P poles are there. P5 is the total flux. So that is the change in flux if one conductor is rotating in this one. So what is the time? In how much of time? So generally we will consider N is equal to revolution per minute. So just consider. So revolution per minute means N revolutions per 1 minute. Okay. So what is this mean? In 1 minute it will do the N revolutions. Suppose in seconds you have to convert 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So N by 60 revolutions per second. So now what we have to do? We have to know the dt, how much time it is taking. So formula is distance by time is equal to speed. Now we want time. So I will write it. Time. Time means dt. Dt. Time is equal to distance by speed. So we have to consider P5 means one time it will rotate. So this much of flux. This is the change in flux. So how much time it will take? So speed, we know that speed. So I'm writing this one. Distance means one revolution. So one revolution. Speed is n revolutions per second. Per second n revolutions by 60. So n revolutions by 60 seconds. So revolutions cancel. So time is equal to, that means time means dt. dt is equal to 60 by n. Okay. Now you understand, right? dt is equal to 60 by n. Okay. Clear? So how dt is equal to 60 by n came? This is the formula. N revolutions per minute. That means n revolutions per 20 seconds. We know the formula. Distance by speed is equal to time. So that dt we have to understand. So distance is one revolution. It is taking n revolutions per 60 revolutions per second. So we are getting 60 by n seconds. That is the dt. So I am removing this one. Now, so what happened? Now E is equal to D5 is equal to P5 and dt is equal to 60 by L. Clear? So up to here, this is the EMF generated by one conductor. If one conductor is generating this much, Z is the number of conductors. Z is the number of conductors. So one conductor will generate this much. Z conductors means into Z. So what will happen? E is equal to 5 N P into Z by 60. Okay, this is the formula in conductors. But if we will study the armature, how it is connected, suppose armature is connected, so many conductors are there, 10 conductors are there, this is 3 conductors, 9 conductors will consider, this is 3 conductors, and this is 3 conductors. So, total how many conductors? 9 conductors. This is the value of Z, 9 conductors are there. So this conductor is generating E, this conductor is generating E, this conductor is generating E. Actually, how much it is generating? 9. Like, that's why Z is equal to 9 means this will be 9 into U, Z into 9. But originally, how much it is generating? Not 9E. 3 E's are in parallel. Parallel means voltage will be 3E only. That means if this is parallel, voltage will be equal. So how much is in series, that much only we have to add. But here completely we added. So we have to consider how many parallel paths are there in that conductor. Suppose 3 parallel paths. So total 9E by 3. If it is 6, 9E by 6. If it is 5, it is 9E by 5. So we will take A as a parallel path. Parallel paths. So it will come by A. So this is the formula. You no need to remember. We know that what is the EMF? EMF generated is equal to change of flux by time period. So what is the flux? Total how many poles are there? P poles are there. So each pole have 5 flux. That is the P5. And dt. How much time? It will take n revolutions per minute. So how many seconds it will take? 60 by n seconds. This one already I given the explanation. If you go through that one, you will understand. So 60 by n is the time period. So this is one conductor is given. So we have Z conductors, we have to multiply with Z. And we have how many parallel paths? That much parallel paths by A. Simple. You don't need to remember this formula. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. If you have any doubt right now, you ask here itself. So now we got our equation. What is our equation? EMF generated by the armature conductors. So I will write that one as a E is equal to 5 P N Z by 60 A. While writing also you can remember, okay, P5 and then we have by N by 60, then the Z inductors and A is the parallel paths. After this, you no need to forget this equation. Clear? Okay. So actually we are going with the drives and motor. So generally motor means in motor we have to supply some electrical energy. I'm considering this is the voltage we are giving and it is giving the current, it is taking, motor is taking current IA. So generalized diagram. So suppose this DC motor, so that DC motor have some armature resistance. DC motor have some armature resistance. That armature resistance I'm taking as a RA. And it has some back EMF. It has some back EMF that will be EB. So this is also same policy. We will give after that, it will give some power, then it will generate the EB. So that EB will be same. So I am considering this one as a EB is the, this is the formula. So what is the flux available and how many number of poles are there? And then N, Z, 60A. Okay. So from this one, so what we can write? We want the speed. First we are taking the speed equation. Before that, what are the constant? Suppose you consider 60 is a constant. What are the constant values here? 60 is the constant, and A number of parallel paths. Once you fix the armature, this is the constant, and Z number of inductors. This is constant. Speed will be vary, but poles will be constant. So all the constant values I am taking as a constant of EMF. EMF constant CE is equal to what? P is constant, Z is constant, 60 is constant, and A is constant. So I can write like this. So what left after writing the CE? So EB is equal to CE. What left? Phi left. That means flux and speed. I can write like this. So from this equation, I am taking speed equation. Speed is equal to N is equal to 1 by CE into EB by phi. Okay. So this is the speed equation for the DC motor. And here, if you want to expect how the speed, what are the things speed will depend upon, simply we told, when that time we told what we told, whatever the voltage we are giving, see, whatever block diagram we discussed before, that block diagram you have to remember in complete way. Rise whenever we will go. So in that one, power modulator is there. After power modulator, DC motor is there. After DC motor, load is there. So we discussed at that time, this speed will be changed by the power modulator by giving the how much voltage it has to give, how much current it has to give on the frequency. That time simply we given the statement. But how we will remember the statement? We no need to mug up that one. So here itself we can understand. Suppose EB, here we will write the KVL rule. So what is the KVL rule? So this is plus, this is minus. Here also this is plus, this is minus. So we will go to the KVL rule. UA minus IA into RA, IA into RA, again minus EB. Brush drop I am not considering here, is equal to 0. So now EB is equal to what? UA minus IA RA. So now I will substitute this EB here. If I will substitute this EB here, so speed is equal to 1 by CE UA minus IA RA by. So what are the things speed is depending upon? The voltage applied to the motor and current is drawn by the motor and resistance of the motor, that will be the armature resistance. So flux means indirectly what? In any armature, flux is directly proportional to the frequency. So indirectly it will depend upon the frequency also. Clear? So this is the speed equation. So this is normal speed equation. So this is the elaborated speed equation through the motor. And this speed equation will depend upon the flux, current and voltage across this. So this is the speed equation. So speed equation we understand. So we will write a side. What are the speed equations? So I'm removing this one. In black color, I will write what are the speed equations we got. N is equal to 1 by CE EB by phi, or N is equal to 1 by CE UA minus IA into RA by phi. This is the speed equation. Clear? Any doubts? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. Now we want torque. So what is the torque? As we discussed before, so suppose there is a motor. Suppose this is a motor. This motor will run some load. So what is the load? Some torque will be there. So this is the electrical power we are generated. It is converting it to the mechanical power developed. So from this one, we understand that how much electrical power we will give, that much of mechanical power will be developed. So directly, without seeing this one also, we can develop the torque equation. But this will be the easy method to understand. That's why I'm going with this method. If you want how we generated from the motor also, I can say. But right now, this will be the better. If you want that one, I will create it. Suppose we will get the more classes, that time we will discuss. You remember this. So here, we have to know the what is the electrical power. So generally, what is the electrical power? This one is the DC. So electrical power is equal to, and especially in DC motor, voltage into current. So what is the voltage? We have EB and current IA. So this is the power, electrical power. Now coming to the mechanical power. So what is the formula for mechanical power? What is the formula for mechanical power? Anybody?
2 pi NT by 60.
What? 2 pi? Yes, please. 2 pi.
2 pi NT by 60.
Again formula. How to remember? Yes or no? Again, it is a confusion. Why we have to go 2 pi n 60 t omega? We don't know. So what to do? What to do? How to remember this one? Everybody can understand this one directly. Why the mechanical power is developed? We don't know. Okay. So simply this one also, I will tell one small example. So how much generally power is equal to work by time? Is this okay? Sorry. In this way, we'll go with suppose what is the meaning of suppose one weight is there. You applied some force and it travels some distance x. So this is what you've done the work. So power is equal to work by time. This is the power. So what is the work you done? You've given some force, it travels this much of distance, and this is the work you done. So power is equal to work by time. So work is equal to F into x by t. Again, this one distance by time. So you will consider as a velocity. Is this clear? So this is linearly. Linearly, what we will do? So you are saying that how much power you utilize, it means how much work you done per time is called as a power. So work means suppose in linearly, suppose some weight is there, you given some force and you travel that much some distance, then this is the work done by you is equal to F into x. So F into x by time means t. So distance by time is equal to velocity. So power is equal to force into velocity. This is in linear motion. If it is in angular motion, we will consider instead of force in angular motion, power, mechanical power is equal to, instead of force, we will get the torque and angular velocity. This is angular velocity. So angular velocity is equal to 2 pi n rotations per minute. In seconds, it will come n by 60. Already we discussed this one. Revolutions per minute, it will convert it to rotations per 60. Or omega is equal to 2 pi f, everybody will remember. This one also no problem. But f will be in hertz. F will be in hertz. Here one more. See, why I am saying one by one means you people should not mug up. If you mug up, you people will forget everything. You can ask me. So many people have this doubt. Sometimes we will write that omega is equal to 2 pi f. Sometimes we will write that 2 pi n. So what is the relation between the hertz and revolutions per second? This also you people has to know. If you know that one, conversion is very easy. Actually, one hertz is 2 pi radians per second is equal to 1 hertz. So f hertz is equal to 2 pi f radians per second. Here n revolutions per second. This one also n revolutions per second. Revolutions per second means revolutions per second is equal to frequency. Frequency, another units are revolutions per second. Okay. So here if you take n revolutions per second, h means revolutions per second. So n revolutions per second is equal to 2 pi n. So here main formula is this one. 1 h is equal to 2 pi radians per second. This one if you remember, f hertz is equal to 2 pi f radians per second. Otherwise they given n revolutions per second means, sorry, n revolutions per minute also they will give 2 pi n revolutions per minute. But we want in seconds, so instead of n, we will make n by 60. So don't get this much confusion. Simply we will go with mechanical power developed is equal to torque into angular velocity. Angular velocity we are writing as a 2 pi n. N is in rotations per minute. So we are making as a seconds 2 pi n into 60. Clear? Clear? Please respond.
Sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Sir.
So now we have PM and we have PE also. So in PM is equal to PE. Here we will substitute. So we have PM, we have PE, both we have to equal. So here I am writing this one. So PE is equal to EB into IA and PM is equal to 2 pi n by 60 into, this is the angular velocity, this one is the torque developed or torque whatever it is. So I am taking as a torque developed. So EB already we derived. What is the formula EB? What is the formula for EB? Just now we derived it.
5 ZNT by 60.
5 Z by
60.
See, you people will do the practice, then only you people will can remember. You have to understand, okay, pi flux, after that flux per time, n by 60, then Z inductors and A parallel paths. Okay. So I will substitute this one here. Then EB is equal to 5 Z N P by 60 into A. Here we have IA. So IA is equal to 2 pi N by 60 into TD. 60 cancel, N is cancelled. Now we wanted TD formula. So TD is equal to what will happen? 2 pi will come this side. So pi is left, Z E IA, okay, by 2 pi into A. Okay. This is the torque equation. So same equation you can derive some other methods also, but this one is the easy method. We know that how much electrical power we are generating, EB into IA, EB formula we can remember, and how much mechanical power is developed we can remember. From that one, torque developed we take it. So in this one, so what we can do this? What are the constants? This one, this is constant, this is constant, and flux is not constant, Z is constant, number of poles is constant. So all these constant I will write like constant of torque. Constant of torque is equal to Pz by 2 pi A. I can write. I'll substitute in this one. Then what will happen? Torque developed is equal to constant torque into phi into IA. Clear? I can write like this or not? What left? Phi and IA. Remaining everything is constant. So I can take it as a C. Okay? Guys, yes or no? Guys, yes or no? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is the torque developed formula. This one is the speed formula. So what actually we want? Speed torque equation we want. So we derived the speed equation also, we derived the torque equation also. So this is the torque equation, this is the speed equation. Now from here, suppose I will substitute TD is equal to CT into flux by IA. So IA, if I will substitute, IA is equal to TD by CT into 5. I will substitute this one in this equation. Okay, I'll substitute this one in this equation. So what we will get? N is equal to 1 by CE UA minus TD by CT into 5 into RA. So instead of IA, we substituted this value by 5. A little bit we'll modify, then we'll make as a square. So we'll modify. How we can modify this one? So you take UA as a common, then this. Okay, here it's about that. I think it is visible. In black I will write, then it will be highlighted. So final equation we can write as this. Final equation we can write as N is equal to. So UA I am taking out. So UA by CE into 5 minus TD into RA, TD into RA divided by CE CT into 5 square. This is the speed torque equation. Clear? This is here speed and torque relation be given like this. Okay, so we have a speed torque equation. We have to derive. What we done? We derived first speed equation, then we derived the torque equation. So we substituted the IA value in the speed and torque equation. Then these speed torque equations will depend upon which type of motor we are using. These are the DC motors. This is generalized torque equation. Then if you go with the separately excited DC motors, their flux will be constant. Why means we are separately exciting. So flux is constant. This also will become constant. Then equation will change, only UA minus TD into RA. If suppose you will go with the series motor, the characteristics are different. If you go with the shunt motor, characteristics are different. So in this class, we are discussing what is the speed and torque equations of the DC motor. So in next class, we will discuss what are the characteristics of the three motors. Okay, is that clear?